This video, what we're going to be talking about is the importance of branding. What is branding? What constitutes good branding? And I'm going to give you some tools and some resources that you can use in order to improve your branding. You might think that branding is just a logo. That's not true. Actually, branding is a lot more than a logo. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, whether that be creating your own business or investing, buying real estate, those type of things. I teach you how to build the physique that you want, how to get the girls that you want, and how to go from what I call the victim mindset to the bulldog mindset. Doesn't matter if you're talking about personal branding or you're talking about branding for your business. Branding is really important. Everyone has a brand. You have a personal brand, okay, whether you've invested in it or not. And you either get to decide what that brand is going to be by purposefully directing and creating the shape of that brand, or other people will decide for you. The world will decide for you, and you'll be whatever that other people perceive you as. Okay, so it's really important to take charge of that, especially if you're working on promoting yourself, if you're working on building up a personal brand or a business brand, and you want people to recognize you. You want to build some kind of fame, you want to build some kind of notoriety so that you can build your business, or you can get that better job, or you can become a person that is in high demand in your industry, or is recognized in your industry. These are things that most people want, and most people don't know how to do this. Let's talk about the concept of branding, what branding is. Okay, I showed you some images, but it's not just images. Okay, the first thing to understand about branding is that it is a clear and consistent message. Okay, so for instance, when you go into Starbucks, okay, Starbucks is a very strong brand. McDonald's does as well, but let's talk about Starbucks. Okay, so if you go into Starbucks, there's an atmosphere, there's a look and feel. The menu is pretty much the same from Starbucks to Starbucks. You know what you can order there. Okay, but the message that they're giving you is very clear in that atmosphere that they're creating. What is the message that you're trying to convey in what you're showing? Okay, and that's going to be the visual element of it. Of course, it's going to be the colors that you choose, but it's also going to be in how you present things. What way do you come across? Okay, how do you, what kind of messaging do you say from your company, from your personal brand? What kind of things are out there on the internet, and what kind of message are you saying when you put things out there on the internet? The second thing it's about is the visuals. It is important to have the visuals, and it's not just the logo. A lot of people think it's just a logo. This is a visual. Okay, this is what you see, and it's not just the logo itself, but it's the colors. Okay, you see the colors, you see the use of the black and white here. Okay, the consistent use of the yellow and the black. Right, that makes this up. Okay, and even in the shirt, it's the inverse. Right, we've got the yellow on the black here. Okay, if we look at Simple Programmer, right, you can look and you can see that there's very clear, right, the colors, right, the orange and the white, okay, on the black, and then the same thing here. You can see the logo, very well defined. Okay, the way that this whole thing is designed, that look and feel. And if you look at even the book, right, the book cover that I have, that is published by Simple Programmer for the Complete Software Developer Career Guide, same thing here. The big mistake I see though is that people do sloppy designs. Okay, you need to have a very clean design. You want to spend some money on this, but it's not the most important piece. Okay, because some people hire logo designers and pay thousands of dollars for a logo for a business that they're not even making any money. Okay, in the middle is where things are really good, I think. Okay, I think going to Fiverr and finding a logo, maybe that could work for you. Okay, but you want to invest enough in it so that you've got a very clear, very professional looking logo that incorporates the theme of your brand. Okay, but at the same time, you don't want to, spend a ridiculous amount of money making the perfect logo, because it's not going to make that much of a difference. So the resource that I've used to create all of these, I'll show you here. I'm doing an affiliate promotion with 99 Designs because they reach out to me because I've done so much work with them, and I really like them. Right, I really enjoy the product that I get. That's why I keep on using them over and over again. So you can see that the Bulldog Mindset logo was done on 99 Designs. My business cards, like I said, the book cover. I've done so many things. Web page design. I pretty much use them for all my design stuff. I'll put a link below if you want to check that out. and you can, just sign up through there. I really like, the way that it works. I'll kind of show you real quick here. You can basically bid, offer to, you have like a design that you want created, and you can say, how much you're giving for a prize for that. And then you can have these designs, created. And then you have, the cool thing about it is you get like designs from a bunch of different designers. So you can see, when I originally created the Simple Programmer, the kind of the banners for the channel, I've changed it since then, but you can see some of the designs. Some of them got deleted, but that different designers came up with, and that's really cool. Let me see if I can back out of here and we can take a look at it, because that's the final one. There's a bunch of different ones that you can see. Like it's not showing all the old ones, I think, at this point, but there's a lot of different designers that I got for each design. So we could look at, this was the media kit. I don't know if we ended up getting that one done there, but we've got the business card. Okay, and you can see which one's the winning one was, and then there's a whole bunch of deleted ones, right? So you can kind of see, most of these have been withdrawn because the designers don't want to really like leave their work out there to be copied, so they withdraw them usually when they're not the winner. But you can see like all the different kind of designs. Okay, so yeah, you can see some of these ones. Right, and so, I mean, this is why it's really cool, is because you get to see all kinds of different designs and pick from them, and then you get to work with the designer to improve the design. So that was like the Simple Programmer business card. And then what else do we got here? This is kind of fun. So the t-shirt, I did this Trust the Process t-shirt, which was pretty cool. There's a lot of different variations, designs on this. Ended up going with this one here, which I thought was really cool. And then what else do we got here? The Complete Software Developer's Career Guide, the cover for this. And you can see there was a bunch of different options here. I'm interested in maybe trying to test this one out to see if that sells actually better. But there's a lot of different options, right? I had some voting on this. So that's the other thing, is you can share this and vote and have different people vote on it. But you can see that like this is better than just hiring one designer. This is why I like this, is because I worked with a bunch of designers, picked different ones, had them make variations on it, got a lot of work done for a very reasonable price, right? I did the book launch page for the book, which was really cool. Like, designed this whole page. Hard to see here, but you can see how that was designed, which is really cool. So a lot of really interesting stuff here, that I think is well worth doing. Even with the Bulldog Mindset logo, you can see what some of the other possible ones were. I thought this was kind of cool, but this was more like an architecture firm or something like that. It's still kind of a neat branding, but there's a lot of options. There's like 116 that were deleted, so you can see all these different options that I had to choose from. And that's why, again, that's why I like 99 Design. That part is really important. Okay, it's really important to have a good visual element of your logo. Okay, I can sell, I have got stickers I created, right? Once you have that, and it really incorporates, like ties everything to your brand. It's not the most important thing, it's not the only thing, but it's something that is important because you use that consistently. When someone sees this little Bulldog logo, I was pointing to the wrong side, they know that it's Bulldog Mindset, right? When you see this immediately, when you see the popped collar, you're like, fuck, that's John, he's awesome. And like I said, it's not just the logo, it's the way that things are structured. It's the font, okay? It's the style of the design, okay? And it's the colors, and you're consistent with it, which brings us to the next one, which is really important, which is consistency. Consistency is extremely important in branding, okay? Like I said, when you go into Starbucks, if they had a different menu every time, that would be bad. They wouldn't have consistency. If you go into McDonald's, they have a different menu, it's no good, okay? If they're their logo is different, if it's different colors, okay, if their message is different every time, if their store looks different, it's no good. So it's the same thing with you, with your brand, okay? You want to use the same logo. You want to use the same headshots for a personal brand as much as possible. You want to use that same messaging, like I said, the same colors, okay? You want to basically be as consistent as possible so that when people see that, they immediately recognize and they immediately think of you and your brand. And then the final component to the branding is repeated exposure. Okay, this is one of the critical ones that if you don't have repeated exposure, you're not going to have a brand. Okay, and I can tell you from building multiple brands is that this is the one that most people miss. A lot of people, they have a message. Okay, it's pretty clear. They have a good logo, they have good design, they have good graphics, and they have consistency with all that stuff. But they don't get enough repeated exposure. It takes like 6 to 7 times for someone to see your logo, to see your brand, to see your content before that they actually make that association in their head and that branding takes effect, okay? That's what it takes, right? If you think about it, all these brands that you are aware of, right? You can recognize, like I said, McDonald's, every single major corporation, right? You can see HP, you can see Microsoft, you can see Apple, the little Apple logo, right? All of these brands, the reason why that you know of them as a brand is because you've had multiple exposures. It took about 6 to 7 times before you recognized that and said, oh, that's a brand. Now, to get that exposure, you've got to be out there, right? You've got to make some YouTube videos. You got to put out ads if you're going to advertise that way. You've got to put out blog posts. You got to show up on other people's podcasts, right? You got to put out your own podcast, right? There's a lot of ways that you can do this so that you get that exposure. But if you don't get the exposure, you can do all the other things right, and it's not going to matter because you need to have repeated exposure in order for you to actually have a brand. This is sort of my thoughts on this. Like I said, it's something that I think a lot of people mess up. They don't know how to properly brand, okay? But branding is powerful, okay? It evokes emotion. It immediately, from just seeing a small image, creates a whole feeling and association with your company or with yourself, right? If you're doing personal branding, but it's really, really important. It's really, really powerful component. And it's the way that you build up reputation and you become known, or your company becomes known in an industry. Some branding, the branding itself can be worth money by itself without even a company attached, just to be able to use that logo or to use that branding. A lot of brands license their brand out and are paid for that big bucks because that's how powerful branding is. If you want to create some of the imagery, which I said is just one component of it, like I have, go check out the deal that I've got for 99 Designs. Go to 99designs.com/bulldog. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, let's see some good branding examples. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.